Okay, so I just need to get something off my chest really because I'm still going through the process of trying to get back into university. I've tried every avenue at the moment and seem to have failed. I think the only way I can do it is now through a private student loan system, but it's a case of would they actually um, give me the loan in my current situation. I've rang a few up and they've said no, so I've got to try and ring up a few more, I guess. That's but one of the things I need to do for Student Finance England to hopefully just to get 1 year taken off my student loan is to prove that I did my qualifications as an external candidate. And the reason I need to do that is because when I was in university, being King's College London, they played this fallacious strawman fallacy where they created a conceptual character with much different problems from what I had and just attack them problems or just dismiss them problems so they didn't have to deal with the problems that which I actually had. Now, this conceptual character was someone who was struggling to come to grips with or struggling to deal with a difference in environments from going through a classroom environment to an environment of independent studying, and someone who was struggling with the maths. Now, as I did my qualifications as an external candidate, I can disprove this, or I can point out a contradiction in one of the claims which this conceptual character is built on, and that is that I struggled to come from a classroom environment to an environment where independent studying had to be performed. And obviously, I can disprove that because if I did my qualifications as an external candidate, then I didn't go from a classroom environment to an environment where independent studying had to be performed. So it's a bit of a tongue twister that. I went from an environment where independent studying had to be performed to another environment where independent studying had to be performed. So the whole argument falls apart there, really. Now, I pointed this out at the time to him, and they just went, "Oh, you've been very confusing," and just doubled down and tripled down and quadrupled down on this conceptual character. But I'm hoping Student Finance England do not do that. But I need to prove that I did it as an external candidate. So I rang up the college which I went to, and what they've said is that they've deleted the records, so I can't prove it. And the records only go back 7 years. I just cannot believe the incompetence of these institutions which I've had to deal with at the moment. How can you delete someone's personal records? I did think that it wasn't actually theirs to delete, that there was theirs and also mine. It's information about me. How dare they delete it, really? And now I'm just lost because, like I said before, I just cannot understand the sheer incompetence that I've had to deal with while at this stage of my life. All I'm trying to do, is better myself, and as usual, there's all these government entities. These government entities which steal our money at the threat of violence, and we have to pay for them. But when we actually come to use the services, we can't actually use them because they put an impossible task of dealing with their incompetence in front of us actually obtaining that service. I'm just absolutely fed up at the moment, and I think the only thing I can do now is just to ring them back up again and just say, "Look, can you put on headed paper that you've deleted the records?" Then at least I can show that. At least I can show that I cannot prove that I've done it, not due to an error on my behalf, but due to an error on this college's behalf, which is run by a bunch of functioning morons at best, or like some bamboozled, bubble-headed baboons. every single every single group of people ring up seem to be just like so um, pre-diluvian that I just never thought that I would have to deal with this level of incompetence. Um, no wonder I'm like mostly on the libertarian part of the spectrum because government entities are just so shit.